Hello everybody and welcome to JolieKnots Crochet. What we're going to be making today is this coaster. This coaster can also be a face scrubby. It can also be used as a washcloth in the shower, or even a scrubby for your dishes, whatever you want. We are going to use today Lily's Sugar and Cream yarn. This yarn is 100% cotton and a category 4 weight yarn. We're also going to be using a size G crochet hook. It's a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. All right, so let's get started. And we are going to start with the magic circle. I wrap that around my fingers twice, and I go underneath my 2 loops, and I grab my working yarn, twist that around, and make a chain, just like that. All right, I'm going to chain 2, just to bring up the height. That's not going to count as a stitch, and we're going to go ahead and put 12 double crochets into that ring. 1, 2, 3. All right, so go ahead and complete that, and I will meet you back around at the end of round 1. Okay, so now we're at the end of round 1. We're going to slip stitch here. Let me go ahead and show you how to close this magic ring. Over at where the tail end is, you're going to have 2 ends. One that's going to be coming from the stitches, and one that's going to be coming from the bottom. So what you're going to do first is pull on that bottom loop, and then you can take your tail end and you're going to pull that rest of that real tight. That's going to be really secure, and when I weave in my ends, I just go around that circle a few more times. Okay, so now slip stitching to the top of our first double crochet. Let's make sure we have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, chain 2. Now this row is going to be a row of puff stitches. All right, this chain 2 is going to count as part of our first puff. So we're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up one more loop. All right, we're going to yarn over, pull through all of the loops but one, secure, and chain 2. Now, for all of our puff stitches in every single stitch, we're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, 1, 2, 3, yarn over, pull through all, secure, 1 and 2. I'm going to do that all the way to the end, and I will meet you back at the end of the row. Okay, so now that we're at the end of our row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, don't miss your slip stitch for an extra crochet stitch. If you do, you're going to have too many petals. All right, so we're going to go ahead and join into the top of that puff stitch, and we are going to slip stitch over to the chain 1, or sorry, the chain 2 space. Now, row 3 or round 3 is going to be exactly like round 2, but instead of having 3 puffs or 3 yarn overs, we're going to do 4, which is going to have our petal be just a little bit bigger. So go ahead and chain 2. That's going to count as 1, 2, 3, 4. Through all but the last one, yarn over, pull through both of those. 1, 2, and again 4, and these are all going into those spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, pull through all but the last one, pull through 2 and chain 2. And again, so go ahead and continue that, and I will meet you back at the end of the round. Okay, so now we are back at the end of round 3. It's going to look like you're making a little bowl. It's not really laying flat, which is totally fine. The next round is our last round, and that's going to work out. So after your chain 2 in that last space, go ahead and slip stitch again to the top of that next, or that first puff stitch, and we are going to slip stitch again into the chain spaces. Chain 3, that is going to count as your first double crochet. We're going to add a second double crochet in there and yarn over, and now this is going to be a drop stitch double crochet. Where we're going to put that, let me zoom in so you can see a little bit better. When we do that drop stitch, we're going to put it right there into the top of that puff stitch. That was your securing chain with the 2. Pull up a loop and pull it up to the height of your stitches. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and now in that same space, move these over a little bit, and we are going to add 2 more double crochets. So that's going to be our little mini repeat inside of each space between your puff stitches. You're going to do 2 double crochets, 1 drop stitch double crochet all the way at the bottom of, at the top of the puff stitch from round 2. And 2 more double crochets. We're going to go all the way around with that. Oops. Careful not to grab that or put that third double crochet into the wrong space in the back there. So let me go ahead and redo that one. 1, 2. Now you can see already where your flower, your coaster, your scrubby, whatever it is you're going to want it to be, it's already going to be flattening out. So there's no extra work to do to get that flat. It's just going to flatten out all by itself. See? Just like that. We'll go ahead and go all the way around, and we will slip stitch to the top of the first chain 3. Okay, so now that we are back at the end of the round, we're just going to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3 space, or the top chain of that first chain 3. Alright, we're going to pull that nice and tight, chain 1 to secure, snip off our ends, and pull that through. So you want to weave in your ends, of course, the front and the back. We made these in many different colorways. So we've got multicolored, all of them are in cotton. We have also got pink. I like to do different rows and colors also. And typically the ones that we use in the shower or for our face are the white ones. I like to use the white ones because then I can bleach them, get them all nice and white again, whereas these you can't really bleach, it just changes the color, it makes it all funky. Alright, so I hope you have enjoyed this video tutorial. Coaster is going to take you less than 20 minutes depending on how quickly you crochet. And don't forget to like and subscribe to JolieKnots Crochet.